Israel has every right to have a country on Jewish land. It's their land. It's their land. And what do we have now from Palestine? Show me one good thing from Palestine. All what they've given us, Muslim Brotherhood and Hizb ut-Tahrir and Hamas, and their rulers are robbing them. These are the facts. And I strongly believe in good relationships with the Jewish community. Strongly.
You talked about integration and global peace, and you have mentioned more than once that it's important for the Abrahamic faiths, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam to work together, to learn from each other, to have dialogue. But you obviously must be aware also that there is this strong rise of anti-Semitism. In the Muslim world, there is a feeling of angst against the Jews, against the existence of Israel. How do you think Muslims should overcome this prejudice they have, this idea that everything in the world is a conspiracy theory by the Zionists?
In my opinion, if there was any interference from the non-Muslims into the Muslim world, for example, the previous American administration did fund ISIS, but it did not create ISIS. There's a big difference between creating and funding. Funding means you use your enemy against another enemy. That's what government policy means. To protect the government, in the terminologies of government policy, use one enemy against the other. From a religious perspective, they haven't created anything. The Zionists haven't created anything, and the Americans haven't created anything. We already had the problem within our books. All what we did was show here. The hatred that we have as Muslims against the Jewish people, I'm a Shia Muslim. The problem of the Shia Muslims against the Jews, or Israel, or anyone for that matter, began after 1979. Muslims don't claim land from Israel, and Israel doesn't claim land from us. The Jewish people don't want anything from us, and we don't want anything from them. They've lived in Tehran, in Iraq, and we have cemeteries that prove their existence on this land. And there are many Muslims that have lived within the Palestinian region, which is now governed by the Jewish people. We don't have a problem with them. It is after the Khomeini revolution that everybody started to scream Al-Quds, Al-Quds. And Al-Quds doesn't belong to us. We have nothing to do with Al-Quds. We Shia Muslims, we have nothing to do with Al-Quds. It was built by the second caliph and the Umayyad dynasty. We reject both the second caliph and the Umayyad dynasty. And we don't even believe the Prophet went to Palestine. Masjid al-Aqsa, there's a big debate whether or not Masjid al-Aqsa, the farthest mosque, the very far mosque, that's the term, Aqsa. There's a big debate whether this is on earth or in the heavens because of its name. There's no proof that our Prophet went to Palestine at all. Yes, the direction of the prayer was towards Jerusalem, only because Jerusalem is very sacred to all Abrahamic faiths, especially the Jewish people. I believe if we can basically open the books of history and show the Muslims that Moses was before Jesus, a very logical matter. I don't see where the problem is. Moses was before Jesus. So how can we claim Palestine is ours when it is Jewish land? In the Quran, it's Jewish land. According to history, it's Jewish land. In fact, if there is any human civilization or any religion that wants to claim Jerusalem, it would be the Christians, not us. Between the Muslims and the Christians, there's a massive religion in between, a major religion, Christianity. And their prophet came, the leader, Jesus, the founder of their faith, came in our prophet, and their founder came in Jerusalem. So it's basically their Mecca. If anyone wanted to claim it, it would be them, not us. We have nothing there. We don't have the grave of our prophet, and we don't have the Ahlul Bayt. We don't have anything in Jerusalem. All we have is certain prophets that don't belong to us. They belong to all Abrahamic people. So this need to dominate was introduced by these terrorists, Hamas and Yasser Arafat and these people. Even though the Muslims, they love them because of personal interest. That's the main reason why we used to love them too. For personal interest, it was good. But if you want to be honest to yourself, honestly, what does Islam have to do with Jerusalem? How did Islam come to Jerusalem? Through the invasions led by Umar ibn Khattab, who kidnapped the governor of Jerusalem. He took him to Medina and then brought him back on a horse, and he gave him the keys to the city, and it was all done with. This is the only time we enter Jerusalem by the sword. And we have nothing to do in that land, literally nothing. And these very, very domes, Al-Quds and Aqsa, these need to be demolished. I know what I'm saying is very serious, but these need to be demolished. According to Islamic law, they need to be demolished. Not according to human rights or foreign policy, or we say Jewish have sacred sites under them. I couldn't care less who has sacred sites under this. I'm saying, according to Islam, you cannot pray on occupied land. How can you build God's mosque on occupied land? According to our own jurisprudence as Muslims, Sunni and Shia, it's occupied land. Prayer there is not accepted. So they need to be dealt with. Either there's a peace treaty, or you can't keep the situation going on like this. It's an invasion. So Osama bin Laden built mosques. Saddam Hussein built mosques. It doesn't mean that every mosque is a good symbol that we need to fight for. And also there's an attitude within the Muslim world that every person that dies for the cause of Islam needs to be glorified, and we build them a tomb and a shrine and so on. No, it doesn't work like that. The ones who deserve shrines are the infallibles, according to Shia Islam, and the family of the Prophet, according to Ahl-Sunnah wal Jama'ah. All other Sahaba and people and Tabi'een and historians and Bukhari, why are we building them graves? Why are we building them tombs? I don't believe in that personally. And also, you know, we've been building too many across the whole Middle East and the Arabian Gulf and wherever. We've stopped, and, you know, people are waking up. They say, this land doesn't belong to you. You came at the very end of this whole chain of religions. So how can you claim authority over all of what's here? It's very hard. It's not an argument one can sell. Very hard. Historically, politically, geographically, even Islamically. It's very hard to sell this argument that Palestine is ours. It's not ours. How did it become ours? The Palestinian Muslims in Jerusalem today, the original Palestinians, not the migrants to Palestine, the original Palestinians are descendants from two major religions, either Christianity or Judaism. So if a Palestinian chooses to convert to Islam by the sword or by the book, only your religion changes. The identity of the land doesn't change. You want to become Muslim, go become Muslim. You want to become a Buddhist, become Buddhist. It doesn't mean you make all Palestine Buddhists with you. It doesn't work like that. You change. So now the Muslims in Palestine are Muslims living on Jewish land. And this is the fact. Historically, geographically, this is how it is. We cannot change it. Jewish land is one thing, Zionism is another thing. There are Jewish people who oppose Israel. There are Jews who are against Israel. And Israel welcomes it. Big deal. Every government has an opposition. Let's not get mixed up. Israel as a country is one thing, Jewish land is another thing. Israel has every right to have a country on Jewish land. It's their land. It's their land. And what do we have now from Palestine? Show me one good thing from Palestine. All what they've given us, Muslim Brotherhood and Hizb ut-Tahrir and Hamas, and their rulers are robbing them. These are the facts, and I strongly believe in good relationships with the Jewish community. Strongly, because the reality is, we are all brothers in humanity at the end of the day. If we're not brothers in faith, we're brothers and sisters in humanity. And I believe this is a battle that our forefathers started. Decades ago, they wanted to start a problem. Why do the upcoming generations still have to suffer and continue that problem? I believe, whether it be a two-state solution or whatever, depending on the politicians and their belief for the future, but I believe that interfaith is very important, relations between the two religions. And we obviously work in that field.
Thank you.
If you have a 401k or an IRA, please listen. Gold is at record highs. What many people don't know is this. You can move part of your retirement money legally and without tax penalties into physical gold you actually own. Alpha Omega Gold helps you do this through a gold IRA. Your gold is real. It is stored safely. It is in your name. Learn more at ao.gold/stand. Alpha Omega Gold is our sponsor, and they proudly stand with Israel.